Oh my goodness.
Hey, girl.
Hi. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. I gotta chill my excitement. Take it back a little bit because we're here again. Bad girl gone good-ish. And I have my very, very first special guest on this podcast. And I feel like you don't even need an intro, but I'm going to do it anyways. I got Loco Ninja in the building.
Hey,
Creator
what's up,
of
y'all?
all things. Creator of life and yours, and just artiste and
Keep it coming.
entrepreneur.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Like, I mean, you do what don't you do? What talent don't you have? Like,
Wow.
I mean, the list goes on.
Mhm.
And you're here.
I love this. First of all, I love this. I could hear this all day. Keep you in my back pocket, girl.
Oh, and then I realized, okay, so before we started the show,
Mhm.
you was telling me like, oh, you should start the show with, hey, you guys. And
Please,
I
can you
completely
please?
forgot. So I'll do it for you because you wanted me to do
Yes.
it. Okay. Hey, you guys!
That's iconic. Do you understand like how iconic that is? I mean, you probably, I mean, you already started the season of this podcast.
Yes.
They know who you are.
Yeah.
They should know the icon that I'm sitting with. I mean,
Oh my God,
that's iconic.
stop.
You have to. You just have to.
I know. That's
forced
the
her.
fact that you even said it and brought it up. I was laughing because I'm like, of course you would want me to do that.
Because
like,
there's gonna be people that follow you for so long that are gonna be watching and listening,
and then being like, oh my God, do the hey you guys.
They've been waiting on it. I'm
They've
sure.
been waiting on it. They've been waiting on it. So I gave it to y'all. There you go. Thanks to Loco.
Thank me later.
How you doing, baby?
I'm good. I'm exhausted. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. I'm tired. But
Yeah.
you know what? I pray for days like these.
Yes.
So I'm just going with the flow.
Yes.
But just, trying to kill it in every way.
First of all, not trying, killing it. That's really what it is.
Thank you so
You're actually
much.
killing it. You're doing the damn thing. And like I've been telling people why I do this show,
Mhm.
and I'm in a place in my life where I'm finally transitioning, finally feeling like I know where I am and where I'm going. Bad Girl Gone Goodish came from this idea of like, okay, I've had so many toxic behaviors, so many toxic, habits, all of the things that I've been through in my life that were not great decisions, but it led me to where I am now. And this
Right.
goodish side of me is like, okay, yeah, I'm a better person, but I'm not perfect. I'm still evolving over time, and I'm making the decisions I need to make to get myself back into alignment. And we were talking about this earlier
Yes,
about
we
like,
were.
about alignment in general. When you know and feel in your heart you're in alignment with what you're so supposed to do, what you're meant to do. And I feel like I'm in that place, but you're also in that place.
Definitely am.
And
listen, life is truly a journey.
It is.
And it takes a long time to get to where I feel I am.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're creative. You're an artist, actress, everything. You get it, But sorry, I cut you off, girl. But
No, you're good.
But like, yeah, I'll let you continue. Sorry.
No, but the reason why I was saying that is because I do feel like you're finally in this place where you're coming out of all of the things that you've worked hard for.
Yeah.
And something happened recently in your life that you were like, wait a minute, this is my moment. I'm genuinely in alignment.
Yeah.
It's happening. Like, talk to me about that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, my journey, it's been a long one. We've been friends for a long time now. And I feel like it's been a crazy journey for sure. I think that I've done a lot, right? Like I look back and I had this moment the other day because of the opportunity that I had. And I had to look back and I was like, wow, like I've done a lot. But finally, I can sit back and be like, holy, like, I'm so proud of myself.
Yes.
So I was asked to talk at, I'm over here messing with the mic. I
do that all the time, so don't worry. I do it all the time.
Mics. But yeah, I was asked to speak at the Meta Beauty Summit. In representation of my Latinx community, my LGBTQIA community, the Black community, and basically just talk to over 400 people. It was a lot of people, over 400 people. Wow. And it was, I believe, 70 to 80 beauty brands sitting in on this conversation that we, another creator and myself got to. I'm over here losing myself, but...
No, but you guys were doing it. Yeah.
We got to talk to all these people, corporate, and everyone at not only Meta, but like big beauty brands. Yeah. So we went up there, we did our thing, and like I said, for the first time, I was like, wait a minute, like I ate that. Like I really ate that.
Yes.
And I've never felt that way ever.
Wow.
Like I said, I've done so much, but I never felt like... wow. Like, I'm proud of myself.
Wow.
It was the first time I said that in, like, so long or at all because I've never really done that. It's always on to the next. What's next?
Wow.
What do I got to keep doing for my community and for myself? And
never really reveling in the moment.
Never. I barely do that. I still, like, don't do that. Like, I'm still on a high from that. It was only a couple days ago. So, literally, I'm like, wow. Like, I ate that up.
You ate that up, boo.
No,
I'm so happy for you for having that moment and being able to finally feel like you're in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Yes.
And everything is kind of, and that's how you know. When you feel that confident, you know you're like, okay, things are coming along. And of course, it took all the other things to get you there. So no hate and shame on that one. But that's part of growing, like being able to be like, how do I start accepting and being proud of myself and what I'm doing? And it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. I feel like, and oh my gosh, like just a little bit more on it. I literally left there like so full, like just like, wow. But I remember one of the last questions was, and these are for all my people that are watching that are wanting to manifest all their dreams. I was asked, who do you want to work with when it comes to beauty brands or just in brands in general? And of course, I was like, I want to align myself with whoever wants to align, with me, and I be that connection from like my community to, the mainstream media, but also like stores and just places where people can walk in and see themselves on things, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I want to align myself, but if JLo Beauty's in the house, like, call your girl, like, and literally at the end of the whole entire thing, JLo Beauty was there. They came up to me and said they wanted to work with me.
Oh
my God! So, girl, you already know.
That's right,
you already know.
You know what I'm saying? You out here gonna be meeting our idol and shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Girl, you're the first person I'm gonna call. I'm gonna be like, girl, I'm with JLo.
I'm gonna be like,
girl, listen. We're bodies, so
sorry, so not sorry.
Right. So it was just like so like full circle moment. I remember meeting her when I was a kid actually. And it was just like, wow, like a beauty brand that is connected somehow to us because again, we're Puerto Rican.
Yes.
It's about self-care and taking care of yourself. And I naturally use the brand.
Yes.
So I was just like, I need to let's partner. So I'm looking forward to what's in the future with Loco Ninja and JLo Beauty. Manifestation.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I can't wait to see that. And you're about to get that bag.
Just a little JLo bag.
Yeah, but that's so good, babe. Yeah. You know what? We needed to have a toast.
Let's have a toast.
Because so first of all, this is a funny ass story we have to tell. You have to tell this story and why this is even in this room right the F now.
Okay, so I have to bring these in because I'm a huge fan of this drink. But the gag is I went to the Meta office to do like some development work with Peloton and Meta. And oh my God, if you go into the Meta office, every floor has a fridge in every hallway. There's like a big cafe. So it was a whole thing. And these were stocked in the fridge. So I drank one because they were like, oh, help yourself. I was like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, girl. I took one, and this was the first one, the wild strawberries. The first one I ever tried. It is a cactus water with hibiscus. Yeah. And hibiscus. And it's so good. It's all natural. So anyways... Not sponsored, but soon. But I tried it, and then before I was leaving, I ran back to the fridge when no one was looking, and I was
just throwing them in your bag.
Throwing them in my bag.
That's right. And like the Boricua way, baby. Let's go.
You know how we do, girl.
Right.
We go to the parties. We take the little center thing at the table.
We
do
everything. Yep.
Everything. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was doing, that energy. So took this, posted it the next day. The brand, the CEO saw what I said about me stealing the cans, and he was like, you don't have to steal anything. I'm going to send you some boxes. So he sent me some.
So now we got some for the podcast. So let's definitely...
A little ASMR moment.
It's the ASMR moment.
Let's open it up.
Let's open it up. Yes. Wait. My nail.
When did this turn into like an ASMR podcast?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
We love that. All right, let's make it to this. Let's a toast to getting you into the Meta office so you can steal some pricklies.
That part.
And to big things, the podcast.
Yes.
This is huge.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And a toast for you coming through, babe.
Anytime, girl.
Yes.
Okay.
We toxic. I love it. We so extra. Wait, this is really good though.
It is really, really, really
God.
good. I like that it's not like super, super sweet. Like I don't like the too much sugary thing, in drinks. So but yeah, this is really good. Again, this is not sponsored.
This is really good. Not sponsored, but will be sponsored soon because, honey,
all natural, real prickly pears, minority
electrolytes,
owned, non-GMO,
antioxidants. I got vitamin C here.
Where do I have? Do I have vitamin C?
I got vitamin C.
Oh yeah, antioxidants for skincare, which is really good because I'm big on that.
Good, and it's free from gluten, caffeine, and carbonation, which is amazing.
So good.
Wait a minute. This is like for real.
Yeah.
Legit.
It's really, really good. So Prickly, hello.
Come
sponsor?
Through.
Podcast?
Sponsorship? Podcast?
Right?
Let's go.
Get with the winning team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these are really good.
This is really good. This is so fun. So I want to we have so much to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much to unpack because I remember I was saying in the beginning of the episode before we started, I was like, how do you want me to introduce you as? Yeah. Obviously, I've known you for so long. So it's like, I can't even, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I introduce my friend? You know what I mean? But, so I was like, do you want me to say this? Do you want me to say that? Do you want me to say influencer, whatever? And then you were like, And so I want to unpack this influencer thing because a lot of people would, otherwise, based on your following and the content and all of that, would try to box people in, right? Yes. And that's not you. So what talk to me about this.
I mean, I've been an artist for a long time. I've been rapping since I was like 14 years old, and I've always been an artist first. Like I'm gonna always be an artist. If I take a year break, 2-year break, whatever, music is my passion, my love. It's my first love. Right. So I think people get a little confused on social media when you have a big following, you have a beat face, and you're a gay man.
Yes.
And they're automatically assuming that you're a beauty guru or you're just an influencer because they don't want to really dive deep into your feed and see that there's so much other stuff there. That's why I think the first pin I have on there right now at the moment is my T-Mobile commercial where I was rapping in the commercial because it shows this is who I am. But some people miss it and whatever. So, often I get, are you an influencer? People, if I go to an event and I, again, beat face, I have a dress on sometimes, and they're like, oh my God, it's an influencer maybe. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I don't introduce myself as an influencer as well. I don't think it's, okay, this is going to be a little touchy. I mean, people might be arguing in the comments.
Let's do this because this is why we're doing this. I was going to say
it's, and maybe I was going to say it wrong because at first I was going to say it's not a job, but it is. It is a job. And that's how you're looked at from brands and your following, right?
Right.
So it's fine. If I get an email that says they're trying to book me as an influencer or influencer, Loco Ninja, whatever, As long as I'm getting to the coins and whatever. But because, okay, so we're going to unwrap a little bit more.
Let's do this.
Yeah, so sometimes I will get paid to just make an appearance. That is influencer coin. Because I've gotten paid anywhere from $5,000 and up to just show up and drink alcohol. Like, literally, that's happened. So I think that's when it's being looked at as like you're an influencer. But baby, I actually have talent.
That's
you know,
right.
I've been in the game for a long time.
Right.
And again, I'm not offended by people saying influencer. I'm not offended by it. And I'm not like, but I'm just like, I actually have talent. Do a little deep dive. You know, like my there's links in my bio. There's the first pin there of me rapping in a commercial. Like, so
albums, EPs, everything. Like,
you know,
concerts, the whole thing.
Exactly. We have a song too, by the way, so go listen to that. Go
we did.
But yeah, so like people assume and say, oh, you're an influencer. And again, I'm not mad at it, but I would never say that. Like if someone asked me, what do? I would never be like, I'm an influencer. I'm a creative. I'm an artist. I just love everything arts and entertainment and media and all that. So, but I'm an artist and a creative.
Yeah. So. And I love that because I think in this industry, you must be able to set yourself apart.
Yes.
And provide a value proposition that is outside of the standard.
Absolutely.
Everyone can be an influencer. Anybody can be an influencer.
That's a fact. Especially with like TikTok now. Everybody is just blowing up
so. for just the littlest things. So it's very possible. But when you have that added talent and you have the entrepreneurial assets and all of these other additional skills, first of all, I need to unpack this too, because what people don't know is that you're an editor.
I felt like you were coming with that. I felt it coming.
You're an editor. You're a creative director.
Yes.
You're constantly doing branding yourself and your image, and you would think that there's like this team of like 700 people behind you, but it's just you.
It's just me.
It's
just me, literally down to like you said, directing, editing, all that. Like I literally have built my own website.
You build your website
together. I edit all my campaigns,
and you come up with I mean, you do it all.
I do it all.
Listen, that is more than a full-time job.
I love it. It calms me. I just had this conversation the other day with a friend, and I was like, I'm so calmed by like just sitting there editing and like I think that's why often I hear like, oh, I don't think you're ever gonna be approached to get managed or whatever because it looks like you're being managed. Like, and I'm like, yeah, true. I mean, now it's different, but.
Which is weird because managers want what you do.
Really?
From people. Yes.
I feel like they just want to take over and do everything for you and try to shape you out to look a certain way or something.
No.
But...
I mean, if you're a manager that does that, then I don't think you're a great manager, personally. If you're a good manager, you want to have a client that already does it all. Like, what do you bring to the table?
Right.
Because if I'm managing you, I want to make sure that I know that you can offer so much for me to pitch you in any direction that I can.
Right.
For us to get the coin, for us to make sure that it's in alignment with your brand and everything. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you bring to the table, how the hell am I going to manage you?
I love that.
I'm no manager, but I could be if I wanted to.
No, she really could though. She really could. No, yeah, honestly, like it's true. But I hear that all the time, and I'm like even before when I was like, damn, I need a manager. Like so much is going on, and I can't handle everything on my own. Still, yet I'm still managing it all on my own. Still to this day. I mean, now I've been approached for management, but yeah, like for a long time, I was like, damn, I need a manager, and people were like, you don't have one?
Crazy.
They don't handle your Instagram. They're not doing. I'm like, no, that's all me. People ask me that all the time. They're like, who handles your Instagram? I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's normal now that people have people helping them, and that's fine. But I think it's because my page might come off a little like, not even a little, but like very curated. I like it to look a certain way, but that's just the OCD in me.
Yeah.
It's like, and I know how I want to market myself.
Exactly.
Like, I know how I want the world to see me as. And that's why it's, I guess, so perfect, but...
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I want to delve into that because this idea of perfection on the Instagram, but then really what people don't realize is all the work that you have to do behind the scenes and everything you had to do to get there, to get to the meta stage, to get to all of the things, to get to the EP album and the campaign and all of that. Yeah. And I just feel like that kind of side of the world isn't often showcased.
No.
Now, you also like to showcase, like I see on your stuff, you like to showcase your behind the scenes stuff. Yes. You like to showcase, I think you even had a couple of videos where you see yourself like doing you're prepping your campaign, you're prepping your next, brand deal, you're unpacking something that brands had given you and all that stuff. And from the consumer standpoint, probably it's like, oh my God, this is that. But what people don't realize is you're working.
Grinding. We're hustling out here.
Literally working.
We're grinding out here.
Right. Yes. So, like, let's unpack that. Let's unpack those behind the scene moments. And, like, when was, like, the last time where you were like, wait a minute, this is hard as fuck?
Every time I do something. Because honestly, like, I'm a perfectionist. And I have, like, OCD. I have anxiety. I have all of it. Like, I mean, anytime I do a campaign, anytime I'm recording or I'm at a studio or I'm doing a brand partnership, like everything is hard, but I love it. I eat this shit up. You can curse?
Yes, babe.
I eat this shit up.
Yes.
So, like, I love it, but the me loving it overpowers like the whole it's hard thing, because there's moments, with editing or just making sure lighting is good for campaigns or things sound great in the studio. Like, it gets annoying, it gets rough and tough, and with my Afro puffs, I don't know how that popped in my head. It gets rough, but honestly, like, when you love something so much, it's like,
it's easy work.
I don't even care anymore.
You don't even care anymore, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm telling you, like, and also I have a love for like just capturing everything, and I would want to look back later on in my life and be like, wow, like, I actually looked good. I was doing the damn thing. And
but also growth, like to see your
and
growth.
For growth. And to also showcase that to, like, my following. Like, if you know me on socials or if you've seen me at speaking engagements or whatever, I'm big on community. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, I'm a rapper and I talk my shit. But also, like, I'm big on community and I love to love. So, I have to show, like, the little locals that are on their come up and on their way that, like, look at like, how I'm doing this. Like, I've really went through some shit. Yeah. But, like, I'm still alive to tell my story. Like, you can too. So let me show you my journey. And I always tell people that too. People are like, what kind of creative are you? What kind of creator are you? Outside of music, I'll tell them, like, I do some beauty content, so that it ties in with, like, how I look on stage and fashion as well and all that stuff. But I also throw in experience. They'll say, like, oh, like, what do you mean by, like, you're an experienced creator? You never hear that. I think I'm probably one of the first or maybe the first person. I've never heard that. And the reason why is because I don't just show you, and it goes along with what you were saying about, like, showing the journey, showing the BTS or whatever, showing you what it's like, not just the great parts, but showing you what it's like to, be a thick non-binary being, he, they, she, whatever, and, like, how you have to, like, find clothing to fit so that you can sit on a stage at Meta and talk and be comfortable, or get the right foundation, or it's a bunch. We're gonna be all over the place today, by the way.
No,
but, like,
I love it.
I have to show the experience of, like, what it's like to, like, then be in front of a camera for a campaign. Yeah. So I love showing my experience in life. I love taking people on a journey to, like, the events. Yeah. So, like, I'm going to show you the red carpet photos. I'm going to show you, how I prepped for it. But let me show you what happens inside. Let me show you what happens behind the scenes. Yes. And people eat that shit up. They love it.
Eat it.
They love it. And my audience, like, I see that a lot in the comments. Like, they're like, oh my God, like, it feels like I was there with you. I love that. Because, again, back to community. Like, I'm big on that. So,
when do you think was the the shift for you in terms of you being like, wait, I'm more than just a rapper. I'm this entrepreneur. I have a lot to offer. I'm this creative, like, just asset of things. When was that shift for you?
I think it was when, like, I don't remember what album or mixtape I had put out. I think it was Beach House. I did an album called Beach House.
I think so too, because I remember this.
And I felt like there was a disconnection with my audience. Like, I felt like no one knew my personality. They hear me in music. They hear me pop my shit. They hear me talk about love and my experiences in love and life and all that stuff. But I felt like there was no, like, they didn't really hear my voice outside of just a song, or they didn't really get to know my personality. And I would often hear, like, why are you called Loco? Why is your name Loco? So if you didn't hear my music and you're just coming across me on social media and I'm just looking pretty to people, then they're wondering, like, why is your name Loco and how does that fit you and whatever. So I was like, you know what? How can I find a way of, like, bringing people in to my world and connecting more with my audience? So I started creating that content where, let me be my face. Let me tell you what I do, you know, to prepare for these things, or, like, go on stage and stuff like that. And then little by little, more and more content where it was like, I'm just going to take you on a date with me. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to show you why I shop. I'm just going to take you everywhere.
Yeah.
In my journey and my experience. And the shift in terms of, like, you know, launching Loco Ninja Beauty,
which, if you guys haven't realized, this is Bottom Behavior.
Yeah.
Loco Ninja Beauty.
Yeah.
Beat face.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So that was when, I mean, I've had experience in retail for a long time. I worked at all the stores, like Ulta and Sephora, and gained so much experience, but also, like, sitting in my mom's makeup when I was a kid.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I love makeup. But for a long time, if you go back on YouTube and all that stuff, I wasn't wearing makeup in a lot of my music videos. I don't know if you peeped. Like,
I remember your journey. Your journey is vast.
My journey is crazy.
It's two different spectrums.
It's crazy. Like, people, there's one video, y'all should look it up. It's a song I did with Lumidi, and I was so, like, I was like, with no makeup on, with a fitted and a varsity jacket. But that's the crazy thing. Like, that is a part of me. Like, I balance my femininity and my masculinity. I'm all about it. I'm femasculine.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that time, people were, like, telling me, no one wants to hear you talking about giving head to a guy in music. Like, you have to clean it up. And I was like, you know what, you're right. I was listening to people, and I pride myself, honey, in doing whatever I want to do with men. Fine. But I was like, you know what, you're right. Just because I was a little unfamiliar with, like, the music business, in terms of, like, okay, well, I'm thinking my people want to hear me talk about that because that's, you know, I know my people. But the business will tell you otherwise. So I think over time, when I started to launch things like Loco Ninja Beauty and stuff, I was like, you know what? Through my music, I'm going to start wearing makeup. I'm going to start wearing some cute heels and shoes and boots and all these different things. So slowly that started to change. And then I was like, you know what? Let me start developing Loco Ninja Beauty. And because I'm a lover of beauty. So I started doing that in, like, 2019. Mm-hmm. And then 2020, we launched. Yeah. Crazy year to launch, but we launched in 2020. So it's been 3 years. We're going to be going on 4, like, next summer. But and you know, I'm a marketing genius. So it looks good. It looks so really good. Look up Loco Ninja Beauty. But yeah, like, I just started expanding into other things because I just felt like I wanted to give people another piece of me. Yeah. Like, I just wanted to give people, like, the vibrancy that you see when I walk in a room, or the extraness that I am. You're gonna see that in an eyeshadow palette. Like, Bottom Behavior, like, colorful and vibrant with the sassy, crazy names and all that. So yeah,
that's so good, babe. And your journey was you had a journey. Mm-hmm. You have a journey, but you did it. Mm-hmm. You did it, and you're doing it, and you're coming out the other side, and all of the things.
Listen, like I said, I do this for my community. And when I mean my community, I mean like my Latinx, my Latinas, my Latinos, my LGBTQIA. Like,
yes.
I always tell people,
what's up?
No matter how this comes off, me here, just existing is my activism alone. That's my activism alone. Because people like to say like, oh, well, what are you doing for your community? I don't have to like... I show a lot on my social media. I do. But I don't have to tell you every single thing or every bit of money that I've donated to any organizations or anything like that.
Right.
But my platforms, my existence alone is my activism, because there's going to be people that are going to just look at my feed and say, this person is existing without any... And yes, I still struggle with certain things and I'm human. But they're going to see that and be like, wow, he, they, she made it that far. Like... So there is a life for me. There is a time where I'm going to get through whatever I am going through at this moment and so on. So I said that at the Meta event as well. I was like, you know what? Just so like people could understand like why I do what I do. It's not just for me anymore. Like once you get into whatever it is, creator, artist, whatever, like you get to a certain point and you have to realize... And you probably can relate to this too.
Yeah.
After a while, it's not about us anymore.
It really isn't.
It's about who we are doing this for.
First of all, any business you're in, any kind of, like, if you're a marketing genius, you need to know your why. Yeah. You need to know why you're doing all of this for. Yeah. Because if you don't, then you're going to get lost in the sauce. You're going to get derailed. You're going to be told no a lot. And then you're going to listen to that shit.
Yep, that's what it was like in the beginning. I mean, I think that like I said, it's been a journey. So I was just doing it because I loved it. And I'm like, I love rapping, I love writing and creating. And then I started to realize, like, as I was growing, I'm like, wow, like touching people, and them listening to me and being like, all these messages, like, wow, like you look just like me. And I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. Like, so I love that.
I love that for you, babe.
I love it. Thanks, girl.
Oh my God. Remember that song we did together?
Yes.
That was so good.
Yes, it was.
You know that I was pregnant when I wrote that song.
And you didn't even tell me.
I didn't tell you yet.
And you did not tell me.
I didn't tell you yet.
I was gagged.
Yeah, I was pregnant. I remember I was writing that on the train. I was so nauseous.
Oh my gosh. I know you told me you weren't, like, you were thinking about not coming because you were like feeling so sick.
I was so sick when I came to the studio to knock it down. And when I was writing it, I was nauseous. And the song was so like bodacious. Yeah. It was really hard for me to tap into that because I was so pregnant and like, ugh.
But you did though. That's the gag.
I know,
you were talking some crazy
what was I saying? I was like, I grind right on him. I climb right on him. Get nasty with this nigga straight tongue and all scared.
I was like,
my neck named the bullpen.
And I had no idea that you were talking all that shit. And you were pregnant, mama. You were pregnant.
I was pregnant. Yo. Yes, I was talking that shit. And I remember thinking, first of all, I wasn't going to do it when you asked me.
Really?
I wasn't going to do it.
Tell me. I need to know why. Fill me in.
Because I was pregnant and I was like, that's it. Like, I'm pregnant. That's the end of everything.
Really?
That's how I felt. I was like, that's the end of me. That's the end of Peace Star. That's the end of, my journey. Like, it's now about this baby. That's it. Like, I can't do anything anymore. Like, that's how I was feeling.
That makes me so sad.
It is sad because I genuinely was just like, because there was just a lot. Like, I left college and then I got at 2017, and in that time, all I was focused on was I had a full-time job, and then all I was focused on was my music, my acting career. So I was trying to like just work on that primarily full-time. So when I wasn't working, I was in the studio or I was doing a show or I was auditioning and I was working. I had done a feature film at that time. So I was just doing my thing.
You really were?
But then
Still are.
But then, I got pregnant and I remember feeling like that's it. Everything is out the window. I remember feeling everything is out the window.
Where does that come from? I know, we just have open conversation over here, but where does that come from? Like, what makes you think that, like, when you are about to become a mom, that you can't do all of that? Because
I think at that time, I got blessed by my son very unexpectedly. So it was not on the menu or the agenda. Mm-hmm. But it was a blessing for sure. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, full transparency moment. I definitely had other abortions before. Mm. And when I got pregnant with my current son, I was like, got you, God. Heard you. Say less. This one will work. I'll get through this, you know? And so I was like, okay. And I think I just was so focused on trying to figure out, okay, I gotta make sure my son is good. I don't want him to go through the things that I went through, growing up poor, growing up, you know, neglected, growing up, all of the things that I've gone through. Yeah. And so I was like, I gotta make sure I do whatever I can to make sure he's good. And I felt like, because when you're in the industry and as a creative, it can be so inconsistent. It can be one time you have a great gig and you making a bag, and then the next 6 months it's like silence for like whatever, you know. And not to stop that, please. But people don't get that. They don't understand it. They only see it from the outside looking in. Yes. They don't get the industry, but they just judge on the outside and be like, well, you making money. When you bringing this? When you coming out with this? You doing this, you doing that, or you got it good, everything else. Yeah. I know, honey. Like, or they want so much from you. Yes. It's like, you know, because you were a whole TV star. What's next? What's next? What's this? When are you gonna come out? Like, listen, and I just and that was gonna be really difficult to do as a mom, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. All I know is that I got to make sure I put my son first and make sure that he's good. Yeah. What I realized, I'm glad I realized this a little earlier on, and I think I got comfortable with the idea of. The industry itself actually got comfortable with the idea of female artists kind of being female artists. Like, back then, if you were a female artist, rapper, singer, whatever, and you were pregnant, you would do everything you can to hide it. Yes. And then I think it was Cardi B. Really? It was. Because she don't give a fuck. She said, no, I'm pregnant and I'm about to do this show pregnant as fuck. Climbed the whole thing. Right. Pregnant. And now you see every rapper like showing their belly, like it's not even a thing. And so I remember saying to myself, I'm like, look, at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just need to do what I need to do that makes me happy. Absolutely. And my son is not here yet, so I can still get work done. I can still do the things that I need to do. So as sick as I was sick. Loco, I was sick. I was so sick. And I was like, nope, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to write this song. I'm going to lock it in. I was like, hopefully if he doesn't do a video and I don't have to be in a bikini and I don't have to do any of that. That was the plan. But I was praying. I was like, I'm not going to lie. I was praying on it. I was like, no, I don't want to be in a bikini. I can't do it. How am I going to hide it? How am I going to do this? Whatever. And so, but I did it, and it's so funny because the girl that was on it, Cash, she and I did a song as well together beforehand. And then I got pregnant, and then she wanted to do the video, and I was like 5-6 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant in that video. And I remember seeing the video. Yeah, yes. And I was pregnant in that video. Yeah, I was pregnant, and I didn't tell her. Wait, so you shot that after? No, I shot recording. No, you shot that after recording my verse. Yeah. Because you recorded it before you recorded my song. Yeah. And then you recorded my song while being pregnant, and then you shot the video. Wow. And I shot that video pregnant. But was fully grinding it out, though. Yeah. I love that. I was still performing. I was still, but I was so sick. And so then, but then I blew up. Like, I got big pregnant. I got big. I was like, all right, this is not working. And then my pregnancy was a whole, child. Oh, it was a whole mess. Listen, traumatizing as fuck. And that's a whole. A lot of women, I realize, do not talk enough about that, because you hear so many women saying, it was amazing. My experience was just beautiful. But some people feel like it's like shameful or something to just honestly speak their not so great experience. And I hated my pregnancy. Yeah. Fuck that shit. Oh my gosh. I absolutely hated that shit. Yeah. I don't want to go through that again. It was absolutely fucking traumatizing. So no more kids. I don't know. I don't know what God has planned for me right now.
The kid aspect of it, beautiful.
But right now, like, to be pregnant again, that would be very difficult. Because what people don't realize is that I got pregnant, and from there on, my health just deteriorated.
Okay.
Like, even from the start of pregnancy, I was dealing with hyperbemis. I don't even know how to say it. It's basically when you have, like, when you're literally throwing up excessively, you can't keep anything down for pretty much your entire pregnancy. So I was dealing with that. I was dealing with PUFS, which is like, you can't do anything to help it, but you're like literally rashes, like just hives all over your body. I would literally be on, I remember this was because I was pregnant in the summer, which is the worst.
Oh my
I remember I used to have Jonathan ice towels in the freezer before we go to bed, lay them on the mattress so I could lay on the iced thing because my body felt like I was in flames and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it.
Damn.
Every time I went to the hospital about it, they would keep me for a day to monitor me and all that, but they would leave me home and that was it. I couldn't do anything about it. Some steroid didn't help. Nothing worked. I was in excruciating pain.
Damn.
I blew up, and then the delivery was awful because my son didn't want to come out. First of all, he was like 1 week late, so they had to induce me. So I got induced, and then my son didn't want to come out, and then it was like emergency C-section because my blood pressure, and then his heart. Listen,
that's a lot.
It was a lot, and I went from 115 pounds to 185. I gave and I gave birth to a 9-pound baby. So
damn.
Yeah, I'm not with that again. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
That was harsh.
That sounds like a journey.
It was a journey. So it's just like, but I don't know. I just couldn't do it I just can't do another one again. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And if it happens, it happens. Yeah. But right now it's not for me.
No, I feel you.
It's not for me.
That's a lot.
But yeah, so I just feel like in general, I definitely was going through the motions, and I'm glad I stuck it through because even after my pregnancy, I was questioning, but that's why I'm doing this podcast. That's why I'm trying to just come into my truest self.
Good.
I have so much to offer. I know I do.
Absolutely.
Your face.
You're an icon, girl.
Stop. Oh
you're
my gosh.
No, you really are. You really are. So I'm so glad that you stepped back into the space.
Yeah.
In all ways. All different ways. Like, I love that you're doing this. I love that you're actually showing, or telling your story and bringing people through your journey through this podcast because it's super inspiring, honestly. And people don't do that enough. I get the whole mysterious thing, but I love when people are really showing who they are, and it's more relatable.
And it's just, I also want people to feel like they're being heard. That's why I kind of did this, because I'm not perfect. I acknowledge my mistakes. I know when I'm a fuck up, and I know I fucked up a lot, and I know I can be a bitch sometimes, and I know I can be whatever, but I also know what my intentions are. God knows what my intentions are. I'm a good human being, and I am kind, and I care about people, and when people I love, like you, I want people to succeed genuinely. It makes me happy. It warms my heart. So I know I have goodness in me, right? But I also know that there is this complexity. There are these levels and layers in between that's okay, we're not 100% perfect, and that needs to be exposed, and people need to see that side. You know what I mean? We were talking about this earlier, you kind of growing into other things, you letting go some things that are a little toxic. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that, because you've also kind of, not just from your creative standpoint and your career, are also finding yourself in alignment with a lot of other things personally, like your love relation, right? You want to tell me about that?
Yeah, I mean, everything in my life is a journey, and I would say that something that is big in my life is love. Like I said, I love to love, and I feel like I have a lot to give to someone else. So, you know, I've been on a journey with dating and like, you know, relationships and the whole thing. My last relationship was quite a long time ago, but my last relationship I felt like was great. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident. And I felt like it was really hard to like get back into dating and like opening yourself up to someone new, and then you're like almost comparing like your ex or your last situation to everyone, trying to find that like that thing that was in the last situation and the whole thing. But I found myself in really bad toxic situations and situationships where I was dating or messing with, that's what they would call it, messing around dating a lot of down low men.
Yeah.
Guys that, and if you don't know what down low men or DL men is, basically like guys that are not out the closet and they're hiding their sexualities. And that was going on for a long, long time. And I mean,
well, what would that do to you? Like, to yours, did I ever fuck your self-esteem up?
Oh,
like, did you
of
feel?
Course. It really did me bad in many ways.
Why'd you keep going back?
So there's this thing like with me and like masculine men. So I always found myself in situations with down low men because majority of them are masculine. And, you know, shout out to all the feminine gay men out there. Like, I don't discriminate, but that's just something I grew up on. Like, very masculine men, very hood. Like, I love me a little roughneck, you know, because it's like what I know. I grew up on that.
My God.
I'm from the hood.
Do you know this song from Rihanna? There's a thug in my life.
No.
Do you know that song? Okay, first of all, I clearly love Rihanna.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot
like,
of Rihanna
sounds
songs.
Like, is that like first album Rihanna?
That's like first album Rihanna.
Mm.
There's a thug in my life.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm gonna tell my mama. She gonna say it ain't right.
Wow.
But he's so good to me.
Yeah, well, the thugs in my life were not good to me. They were not good to me, honey. And that's the thing. So, yeah, it was very toxic. It's very, very, very toxic. A lot of people in the gay community know this. But I just kept surrounding myself around nothing but down low men. And again, it was all because I like to be around masculine energies. And, you know, I played into the whole roles of top and bottom, and that's a whole nother episode. But basically, top is like when you're the one that is giving and the bottom is receiving. Usually I'm bottom verse, whatever. Anyways, but I was I literally was
not bottom verse and then manifesting bottom behavior.
Oh, girl, baby, that's where it came from. That's where it came from. And I gave her a little gift bag today with my lip scrub. It's called the Verse lip scrub. So, baby, LocoNinjaBeauty.com. But you're gonna get into it. You're gonna start clocking all the tea. Literally, I'm a mess. And that's why I was always in messy situations, because I'm a mess. So, I mean, before I was like, not proud of it, but I was like, ooh, I got me a little trade. Trade means down low as well. It's another episode for this. But I just found myself in really bad situations. So, like, basically almost every guy would threaten me and say they would kill me if I tell anybody. Or, okay. It's been 4 months since I last, so it's fairly new.
With Adele. Okay.
And I don't miss it. I love not putting myself in situations like that anymore. I never really cared or feared for my life because no one's killing me.
That's right, bitch.
Period. Try again, bitch. But yeah, no one's. And honestly, I got to a point where I was like, before I was listening to them and like, okay, but I'm like, you can't tell me what to do with my experience. This is my experience. It's yours too, but then just don't fuck me. Don't deal with me.
Right.
If you fear that I'm going to tell the world.
Right.
So I'm like.
Or come out.
Exactly. So I came to. Period. So I got to that point where I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. You're not going to control who I'm talking to, telling things to. You're not going to walk up into my house acting like you pay rent in that bitch. And then literally making rules. Like, you're not going to tell me to come into the shower, wash your back, brush your hair, do all these things for you, and then you be like, I'll kill you if you tell the world. And then like literally, I'm telling you, girl, it gets deep. It gets crazy. But yes, toxic, very toxic. And I'm not dealing with it anymore. And yes, they're still texting me, still DMing me. I can show you one that I got literally yesterday. And I'm like,
Wait,
I left
I
you.
see? You don't have to show the camera, but I just want to see.
Well, yes. First of all, he ain't saying nothing too crazy at all. Because first of all, I deleted all our text messages. Oh. And I was like, and it's been 4 months since this one, but now they want to come back and talk. No, I'm good. And he'll watch this. He watches everything. So, I'm just tired. I'm tired. Like, and that was the last one that I was speaking to. But anyway, yeah. Let me move this. Sorry. But it's just
so wait,
not...
let me ask you something. I don't want to put this on you, so it's okay if you don't have the answer or you can't explain this, but I'm curious to know, why do DL men do this?
Well, I'm an open book, so I'll say whatever, you know. I think it's because of society, their families, like they and I've asked some of them, and they're pretty open about it. Like some of them are. And they'll tell me, like, my homies, who don't even pay their rent or feed them or give them a place to stay, or their families that are really religious, or families that act like they're religious and throw that, you know, it's not the way of God and all these things, just to throw that at them because it's really that they don't like gay people or whatever. But that's really it. Like, straight to the point, it's really not a religious thing. I mean, yes, it is in
some context and all that stuff.
Yeah. But when it comes to like these hood dudes, they're not even going to church, and their families don't even go to church. But they'll say, "Oh, it's not the way of this, and it's not the way of that," and then they'll like throw around those.
But it's a cultural thing.
It's definitely a cultural thing, honey. Especially with the black and brown community. Like, I mean, a lot of people go through it. I don't want to take it from let's take it away from any other communities, but it's harder on us.
Yeah.
It's very hard on, especially even more on black. Yeah. Like, our black brothers and sisters they really go through it the most. And then under that, Hispanics. Because I find that a lot of Hispanics, are traditional and all that stuff, but my family was super supportive. And I know a lot of Hispanic families that have been supportive, but also not. But it's a community thing. It is
a cultural thing.
It's really bad.
A lot of different layers that play a part, which makes me so sad, because then how do you really authentically live your life being fully who you are?
And then it's sad because they end up doing all of these things and end up, you know, contracting a lot of like really bad STDs or HIV or AIDS, and these are things that need to be spoken about. Like, they're hiding themselves. They get caught up in some stuff. They end up having to live with diseases that they can't even tell their families about. And
they are also with women.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I was messing with a guy. I'm gonna just be very honest. I've never spoken honest at all. But I was messing with a guy. He did not tell me that he had HIV. Wow. And we weren't having sex. Mm-hmm. But we were like talking and messing around. And he told me right before we were about to have sex. Protection and all. But it was just crazy to me. And then he was
DL?
DL. And he had a girlfriend. I didn't know that either. He threw everything at me literally right there. And I was like, I literally got off my knees. And I was like, this is crazy. And I got up and I was about to walk out because I was furious. Not because he had HIV, but because
it took him this long.
It took you this long, and you should have stated that just in case. Regardless of, we were still going to have, you know, use protection, but you should still tell someone. It's a very touchy subject because, like, I don't discriminate, and I'm not going to walk away from someone that has HIV, but I just think that you should be honest, and talk to people about, you know, what you're living with and the whole thing. Just be open, you know? Yeah. But what made me upset was that you have a girlfriend. And I'm not sure if she knew or not. It's none of my business. But it's just like, you're messing with a guy. And then he told me that he contracted HIV from a gay man. And it was a whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was about to walk out, but I didn't. I stopped and I sat and I listened to his story.
Wow.
And I was like, I felt bad because I was like, I'm not gonna walk away from you, and you're gonna think I'm walking away because of you having that or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, like it's crazy. There's so much stuff that goes on in this community, and there's a whole DL community. It's crazy, girl.
Listen,
it's
I hear.
You have no idea.
I hear.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's been rough. But anyways, the whole download thing, I'm way past it. It's been 4 months. It does sound fresh, and you're probably like, 4 months is nothing. But 4 months for a gay man, for me, it's crazy. It's like a year.
But wait, where do you be finding these niggas? Like,
I could walk down the block. With this beat face, and they give me the eye. I can walk into a Starbucks, and they're giving me the eye.
Wait. So they just out like...
They're everywhere.
Just like...
Everywhere. They could be literally outside this door, girl. You don't know, girl. They everywhere. Let me tell you something.
Make it sound like
when I was walking through Spanish Harlem,
it's everywhere.
Girl, it's everywhere. Trust. I used to walk back in the day when I used to work at Target. In Spanish Harlem back in the day. Target. I used to work at Target, and I would leave my late shifts and I would just walk home. And I'm walking down First Avenue. First Avenue is hot.
It's
hot with all the DLs.
Woo!
It's hot with all the DLs. And literally, I would just walk down the street. At least every couple of corners, whoever's out at a certain time is late. They out there. They're trying to stop and talk with you. Like they'll like compliment you. This is the famous one. Yo, you smoke? All my gays know this. Yo, what's up? You smoke? You trying to buy some? Baby, whether I smoke or not, that's not what you're stopping me for, baby. You trying to see if I smoke? Girl, you trying to see if I smoke? And I do. Girl, listen. That's what they be saying, girl. They be trying
Get off our podcast.
They really be trying it, girl. And I'll be like, and before I used to be like, yeah. I'd be like, what you? Yeah. I ain't trying to buy it though. What happened? Like,
you stupid.
Because I knew where they were going with it, girl. And they'd be like, where you live? And like I'm telling you, it's as simple as that. But that's how they started. Because if anybody's around them and hear anything else, like, yo, you're cute or whatever, like, it's gay. Like, so they'll be like, yo, you smoke? And they be, this be them. Yo, you smoke?
Oh my God.
And I'd be like, huh? With my headphones in, huh? I'd be like, no. Or when they cute, I'd be like, maybe. What happened? I'm telling you, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But literally, they're everywhere. You never know. Like, girl, I've had girls that were friends where their boyfriends was in my DMs.
No.
Yes.
No. Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
And I'd be shook.
Wait, no, not to put this all out there. Girl, I love you. You know, you're my cousin, everything. But I have a cousin who had this situation where she was with this guy and he's DL.
Damn.
And girl, you toxic as fuck. I'm gonna need you to do an episode here because she toxic as fuck. But she don't give a fuck. She put him out like, yo, this and that. Like, how am I gonna deal with this? Because I think they have a kid together and everything. Yeah. She's like on Facebook. She's like, yeah. I think she like came at some girl that he was dating now. She was like, oh, I hope you like him because this and that. He also fucking niggas too and this and that. I was like, girl, wait a minute, hold the break.
Well, disclaimer, because y'all gonna be like, he's on the podcast and he's cheering on outing people. I'm not, but because that's kind of fucked up a little bit. But I get it, like. You get hurt by it because of all the things that you've been through, and he probably put her through the ringer.
No, he put her through the ringer. So I don't blame you, girl. He put her through the ringer, and that's the situation. And as a female, it's almost like, how are you going to put me through all this?
Yeah.
And then on top of it, cheat on me for this and all that.
And then I got to stay shut about it?
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
It sucks. And I'm the type of person that I'm trying to see things from all angles. One, I see it as a female, like how fucked up that could be. And to feel like you put you're so intimate with a man.
Yeah.
You're so intimate with who you love. And then you find out that they're also being intimate. There's a whole nother intimate side of them that you don't even know about.
It's crazy.
Right? And then on top of that, they hurt you, whatever. And then you have the man. And I feel also bad for that because I think, like you said, in our community, it's so ostracized. And so they get scolded by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They really do.
And it's a cultural thing that they have to go through. And it's almost like, it makes me sad because I wish it didn't have to be that way.
It's the worst thing to be within our communities. Ain't that crazy? Like, literally, like, you can't be a faggot. Like, that's the first thing they call you if they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what we need is more men that are going to stand up and be like, it doesn't make me any less of a man because I like to, you know, date or be with another man.
Yeah.
Even if they're feminine or whatever the situation is. We don't have enough of that. Slowly but surely, people are coming out more and more. I remember I was messing with one of the guys and he came out as pansexual to me and he said that I helped him with that.
Wow.
And I was like, that's great. You know, still down low though because he still wasn't really trying to talk about it and not tell people that we were like messing around. And then he was also poly, so it was a mess. And I felt like with that situation, that actually left me a little traumatized in that.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Why?
It was a lot to deal with. I mean, I rode in the back of the cars with the other girl and the front, and like when I was the front bitch, like it was a lot of just like playing around.
Didn't know?
She knew. She wanted to take part, and I was like, no, thank you. No, thanks.
Right.
But it was a lot. Like I'm just giving you the little bits and pieces. But that situation traumatized me only because we ended it very bad, and I will completely take fault for like me taking the first jab, which wasn't even that serious, but I took a first jab and then I got the jab right back and it kind of like hurt me. But that situation was sad because, you know, we're messing around sexually. That's what it was supposed to be. So I acknowledge it was just sexual, right?
Yeah.
And then I started to fall for him, but I made it very clear, like, look, I'm falling for you, so I don't think this is healthy, which I pushed myself, and I definitely pushed myself away.
Right.
And I said, I'm not doing this, and I did a great job until homeboy was like, no, like, we can figure it out, and we can make it work. And I was like, how? And first of all, I'm not into the poly thing, but I was ready to try it out. Because I'm not completely closed off to things. I am a freak. I will say there's a lot of things that people don't know about me, but I don't mind you having a girl. Like, yeah. I'm actually, okay, I'll say this. I'm actually turned on by the fact that you have a girl, but I don't want to do nothing with her. But I like the fact that you still like girls. That's beautiful. That's sexy.
Wait, so you still like the fact that you like girls, but you try to stay away from DL men for
Girl, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, yeah. So
we working through this. This is why this podcast is here. We working through it.
So
we working through it.
So my thing is like, you can do whatever you want. It's hot to me because it's like, okay, you like your little girls, you're a little girlfriend. But my thing was like, with that situation, I didn't really think she was cute. So that was one. And then also like, she was like, they would call me on FaceTime when they were together. And they was like, what you doing? I'm not laying up with y'all because that's not happening, girl.
That's not for this.
And she really wanted to. And I was like, girl, no.
Oh my gosh.
Because I ain't looking at coochie, girl. Anyway, so.
Have you ever had coochie before?
No.
You never had coochie before?
I'm a Gold Star gay girl. There's levels to this shit, but no. And literally, she was trying. He was trying too. I think that it's okay. We're about to confess some shit. I think it is a little hot when like my boyfriend has a girlfriend and I'll partake, but I'm not partaking in the licking of the cooter, and I don't like. As much as I can enjoy a woman's body and embrace them and them looking like Barbies and beautiful, I love women in that way where I'm like, wow, you're beautiful. I love hair and the body and all that. But in a way where I'm like into boobs and cooch, no.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sucking no tit. I don't even want to touch breasts. I really don't. I'm not into it. But yeah, like I'm all for my man like being like kissing with the girl and the whole thing, like,
Wait.
because it turns him on. So it turns me on that he's turned on.
Okay, but Loco, but you trying to stop this DL thing, though. So.
Oh, well, yeah. No, now it's not happening anymore. It's not happening anymore. But that was what the situation was.
That was the way the situation was, unless the guy is, like you said, like bisexual openly. And, you know, is with... Now, but do you see yourself settling down with something like that?
Like a guy that was polyamorous?
Polyamorous or bisexual? No. You want
bisexual, yes.
But do you want your man to be your man?
Yes.
Okay, so you want your man to be your man, and if there's like this experience where he wants to also engage in female activities and stuff, you're willing to like let him explore that, watch that, and then throw the female to the side and then join it.
Yes, because this is okay. So, let me tell you why. I can understand, and okay, I get that there are some people that are like, okay, my partner is bisexual, but when you're with me, you're with me, and I get that. I love that. I was the same way too.
Right.
But you know what? There's a part of me that feels like I don't want to take that part away from you. I don't want to take away, like, you want to be with me forever and you're going to marry me. I don't know if it's a form of guilt or something. I don't know. I don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty, but I don't know where it stems from. But I feel like if you want some coochie today, go get some coochie. That's what you want? Go get some coochie, girl. Boy. But my thing is, like, it better be a cute bitch, and you better be clean and obviously,
and clean and all that thing.
You know, protected and stuff like that. But I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad. Like, if you want to have some cooch, I'm not going to take that away from you for the next 50 years that we're going to get, you know, be together and be married and stuff like that. So I don't mind being there and be like, go ahead, baby.
But what's your ideal husband?
Oh, my ideal husband is just, obviously, I would love a loyal man. I love a loyal man and a person that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to be that funny, but just, like, be silly. Like, don't be just sitting there. I be watching all my friends or, like, families' relationships.
Yeah.
And I hate when we're, like, family parties, they bring a person that's just sitting there mad quiet. It's like, no, like, talk. Like, kiki with the crew. You know, like, but, yeah. But my ideal man is just a silly person, a person that gets me, a person that's not going to be ashamed to be with me. And that is just friendly and lovable, whatever. But that last situation that was traumatic, made me, like, very weird, like, what is it, weary, leery, whatever, just in whole. Like, I don't trust a lot of guys now. Like, I'll just straight up say it. Like, when we ended it, I literally had checked him on something, and he would play around with, like, is it drugs? I don't know. E. Like, he would do E and stuff like that, but never around me. Never experienced him popping anything, right?
Right.
But he would tell me, like, oh, I would do E or whatever. I think that was the only, or shrooms too, and whatever.
Stuff, right, yeah. And
I don't do anything. Mm-hmm. I'm just, like, I'm not really into it. I don't even smoke weed. Like, and to each their own, I don't care. My whole family does it. But my thing was, like, when we got into the last argument ever, and I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, this shit is toxic. Like, it's too much. And literally, he was saying things, I was saying things, and I was like, yo, you really bugging. Like, you must really be on them drugs that you were saying you were on if you really think you could fucking talk to me like that. He was like, yeah, I was on them the whole time I was fucking you. I needed that. I needed it to fuck you. And I was like, wow. It hurt at first because it made me feel like it was all a lie. But I knew it wasn't because of all the things we were doing. But it just hurt because you were not on drugs in order to suck my dick. But my thing is, it was crazy that someone would say that. But although I did take the first jab, I felt like his jab was like a hit hard. I don't have no shame in saying that it hit harder because I was like, wow, like, he's toxic. Like, he's toxic. And he was big on it. He knew that, and he used to actually promote that as, like, marketing himself that way.
Right.
So I was like, wow, you little piece of shit. But honestly, like, there was a lot of other things we went through. It was very toxic. So it made me look at things differently. He was a big part in, like, me not continuing on with guys like this. But then I fell into the text message I just showed you.
Yeah.
That was the guy after him. And then that one was saying how he's definitely gonna watch this. So hey, still stalking my page. Hi. But you know, it's a human thing to do, so don't get mad. But anyway, so that last situation wasn't as toxic. I just started seeing the same traits or certain things happening, and I was like, ooh, this happened the last time, and I fell for it.
Right.
It happened again this time, and I fell for it. So let me just stop and slow down. And I ended it. I cut it off. And I guess he wants us to talk to me. Don't know why, but, you know, whatever. I moved on, so it is what it is. But, yeah, we're done with that, so... 4 months.
Done? 4 months.
4 months. And I'm chilling, though. Like, I'm chilling. Like, I'm not even feeding for... I'll look at a good-looking guy, and if he's checking me out, like, I'll check him out, too. But I'm not giving the number. I'm not talking to him. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Not at all. I don't need it. Honey Playbox. That's what I be doing. Honey Playbox. Go look at my page. My toys. Honey.
You're so silly.
I'm a mess.
Oh, my God. Listen, are we all?
Yeah, girl.
The fuck? We all a mess. I don't know anybody that's not a mess. And if you're not a mess and you claim you're not a mess and you're perfect and that's a lie.
Yeah, I just don't confess my whole entire life on here, girl.
I love it.
My whole entire life, y'all.
And we got the screen here. So by the way, we have like a screen here and we kind of like get to look at each other. Ourselves because we're just.
She's like, you over here looking at the screen, looking at yourself. Yeah, I gotta make sure.
Yeah, just make sure. You know what I'm saying? Got the Bridgerton showing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely crazy.
Girl, we could be here forever talking about the stories, but yeah. So.
But you moved on from that, so now it's like, okay. So now, talk to me about Loco, like future Loco. What does that look like? What are you trying? What do you see yourself doing? Love life version. Like, what does that look like for you now?
I feel like I still like masculine men, but I think that now, though, I'm not really looking at that, I guess. Like, I'm more so looking at someone's personality and, like, how they treat people in general, how they treat their families, how they carry themselves, how they treat themselves, how they take after themselves, like those things. I'm really like scoping traits, guys out like that,
characteristics.
And I'm not like looking in the streets at the most. That's what I used to do. I just look in the street and see who was the most masculine walking my way, and they all ended up being down low, but whatever. So now I'm just like, you know, open to more things, but I'm still scared to be like a scissor sister. Like, I don't want to be a scissor sister. I don't want a coochie bump with any other gay guy. So that's what a sister is. I just want to like throw it back for a real one, you know? It's just like, and again, like, I don't want to like close myself off to a feminine man, but because I feel, because God, you be throwing them tricks and stuff. I feel like the love of my life is probably a drag queen. It's somewhere. It's probably a drag queen somewhere down in Hell's Kitchen performing. And honestly, like,
But you don't like that?
No.
Why are you guys like this?
Because because it look like you got a coochie, and I don't want one. I don't want coochie. I don't want my man walking in wearing a thong. Unless he could do it masculine, that'd be hot. Oh my God, the gays are gonna get me. They're gonna get me and be like, "You're a part of the problem."
Yes, they really are.
You toxic ass gay.
They coming for you after
they
this.
They definitely are. I get it sometimes here and there as it is, but yeah, like.
No, but I know somebody that's like that too. That they just need someone masculine. Like they can never date somebody who's drag. They can never date somebody who's, you know, feminine in any kind of way. Yeah. Or they like the feminine, but they need to look feminine, but they need to be like still masculine. You know what I mean? Like definitely drag. No, none of that.
I mean, no. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of my upbringing and because I is what I saw. Like my mom dated, I mean, obviously men, very masculine men. I guess heterosexual relationships are like that, and the guy plays the guy part, the girl plays the whatever. But I guess, like I said, it's what I grew up on, and also I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the projects, public housing. It's rough, and all you see is very toxic masculine men just trying to make it, and that's why they're toxic. There's a lot of things that go on within our communities, but that's all I saw. Like just men trying to get to the money, selling drugs, doing life the hard way, and that's what I knew a man was like. That's what I knew a man to be. So I was so used to that and looking for that for so long. Like, oh, that's what a man is. out here getting to the coin, getting to the money, selling drugs, all that. So I was dating a lot of drug dealers. I was dating, I was getting caught up in a lot of things, honey. A lot of things. But
is there one relationship that you felt like pushed you to the edge?
Yeah. Adrian. I'll say it. He traumatized me. Pushed me to the edge.
Wow.
And I don't care how he feels about it. I really don't care. It's my story to tell.
Tell your story.
But
bro.
he put me through the ringer, traumatized me, put me in situations that I was uncomfortable.
Like what?
A lot. Things that I can't even touch on. But I think one really uncomfortable situation that I was in was that we decided it was crazy. This is gonna be, I'm just gonna say it straight up. It was the day of a beauty campaign. He was in my campaigns, and we were on our way. He picked me up in his car. We sat in the car, and I was like, all right, I'm officially done. We're going to shoot this campaign, but I'm officially done. This was before we ended it with the whole, he made the comment towards me. And he was like, why? Like,
right.
Why are we ending it? I was like, because I can't do this. It's so toxic. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And you know it is, and you don't care. And you don't care about my fucking feelings. Like, you're making me feel like shit. Like, this is not good. And don't get me wrong. Like, when we were messing around and sexually and all that stuff, he wasn't saying bad things to me. Like, he wasn't putting me down.
Yeah.
But it was just the feeling of, like, not being seen, but I'm still, like, with you and we're doing things, like, whatever. But yeah, ended it the day of a campaign for the Bottom Behavior Eyeshadow Palette. And, and he said, like, okay, cool. And that day, we went to this party after with our friends. Mm-hmm. Everyone that was in the campaign was there, majority. He was like, I'll be right back. I got to go somewhere, but I'll meet y'all there or whatever. So I took my other friend's car with them, and we went to the party. And he came in like 30 minutes after with the girl, with a girl that I knew he was also fucking. And she knew about me. She came directly to me. And it was a lot. And then they will like sneak off, and I felt like, wow, like this is crazy. Like, you brought this girl, first time I'm meeting her in person, brought this girl around me. It was a whole thing. And then what not traumatized me, but like what made me like super angry was my friend was supposed to drive me back home,
right?
Because we were deep in like Long Island somewhere,
right? And
we were driving. I mean, we were about to drive back. My friend decides to stay, so now I'm in Long Island. How am I getting home? And Adrian and him and her, because there was two of them, my friends, decide that Adrian was going to drive me back home with the girlfriend. So now I'm not in the front anymore. I'm in the back seat. And now they're fighting and arguing the whole time. He gets out the car. This is a lot. He gets out the car. They're arguing, whatever, at a gas station. And she turns around. And she tells me, we're arguing because of you. Ooh! Girl. And my reaction, I was like, bitch, this got nothing to do with me. This got nothing to do with me. I don't even know what's going on.
Right.
Because I ended it with homeboy earlier today.
Right.
So this is your issue. I don't know what's going on. But she basically still was going on and saying how, like, because I guess she came up to me and she was trying to communicate with me and, like, kiki with me and this whole thing. I'm like, I thought we were cool because y'all were calling me on FaceTime. It was a whole thing. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy, but, like, they were, like, when I say arguing and it was a whole thing, I'm in the back seat. We were all drinking, to be honest, and it was just a mess. So, oh my gosh. Just a lot of toxic stuff like that. But there's been worse, but I don't want to, I already said his name, so I don't want to say anything other crazy shit and all that stuff. But
but I understand. I understand where you're coming from. It's just so interesting because the weight that you have to have when you're, and just in general, not just that story, but when you're dealing with DL men, and as for you, for a gay man, I'm sure that weight is crazy because you're getting intimate with them, and then you're the one that's exposed. You're the one that's out already. You're the one that's living your life truly as who you are, and now you're, have to cover the tracks of someone who's not doing that. But then the other experiences, I'm sure that there are women out there who have to deal with their partners who are DL.
Right.
That, like, I know women who have a DL man that wants to get penetrated. Like, they want to be fucked by their girl. On some, like, yo, fuck me. Here's this dildo, whatever. Right. Here's, you know, no, like, I know this to be true.
Yeah, it's a fact.
And then they have to, you know, be with someone who's not willing to, and you have to hold that for them.
Yes. It's a mess out here. But that also goes, you know, to say that this whole thing about society and, like, our community is not doing right by our own people. Like, that's why this is all fucked up. This is why this is all happening. I wouldn't have to deal with Adrian putting me through the ringer if his community or his family was supportive.
Or if he just looked within and realized what he needs to do as a human and be like, wait, I need to take responsibility for myself on all of this. And I need to acknowledge, I know it's not easy. I get it. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, that's easy. Just say it and do what you got to do. But
and I see it firsthand. So it's hard for them. I know it is. But I remember he told me one time, he was like, I don't care who knows. If people ask me, then I'll just be honest. And I was like, really? Okay, cool. So that's why I said his name. But shout out to you. You made me see, you know, the other side. I feel like he really made me. Like, I was traumatized by a lot of things, and then, like, that last conversation really threw me for a loop until I realized, like, he's just saying shit because he's toxic. But it really also helped me. It really did. And then the guy after that, it was like, okay, I'm seeing a pattern here, and I need to stop. Like, do I want to keep putting myself through this? Do I want to continue to be traumatized? So, you know, part of me, and my friends are going to kill me, but a part of me, obviously, I'm curious to know what he wants to talk about. I am. I'm just genuinely, because, you know, we Latinas.
This is bad girl gone goodish, right? You're goodish. You're trying to change.
I don't want to go back to the toxicity.
You don't want to go back, but you have to. There's this side of you that's still like, wait.
And don't get me wrong, because he's also going to watch, but I'm curious to know what you want to have a conversation about, but I don't want to revisit. I don't want to revisit what we were doing or what we had, but I am. What do you want to talk about? You know, like, so what is there to talk about?
Here's the thing, though. Got to be careful with that, because I've, you know, been in a situation where I was curious too. I was like, what is this about? What's going on?
Right.
And then you find yourself kind of converting back to your old ways because it's safe and it's comfortable and it's familiar. And you're just like, wait a minute, what's all this? And then you feel these feelings. Did you love him?
Adrian or the last one?
This one that I'm talking about, this one that you're going to be curious about?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking for about a year, dating probably a couple months, but no. Okay. Did not love him, but I definitely saw something blooming. I felt like with this situation, it was very, you know, he was opposite in terms of, like, A's personality and stuff. Like, this one was more softer and sweeter. Also overthought everything just like myself. We were overthinkers and stuff like that. I just think that there was certain things that I saw that were disrespectful. Like talking to other guys in front of me on the phone that you were also dating. Like, because we weren't together. We were just dating each other. So, like, you still shouldn't be picking up the phone to another guy that you're dating or talking to, whoever, in front of me, and
like,
then
give me your attention. I'm not trying to.
They're trying to kiss me and be like, "What did I do wrong?" Absolutely not. So no, did not love him, but I felt like it was a possibility of really good things happening between us because we were both creatives, great at what he does. Don't want to take that away from him. He was a sweet person,
of course,
but you're not sweet or a good person when you're, like, talking to other guys, flirting with other guys in front of me, or we're going to events. I'm taking you to events with me, and you're flirting with other people. They're asking you if I'm your man because they see us together. They saw us walking together, and they see our connection when we're standing next to each other. And you're telling them, like, no, that's nothing. That's just a friend. And then you're flirting with them, and you're just trying to find your way.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't be the mediator of these people's lives.
Yeah.
You can't help them get to the place that they need to be at. You can't be that. That's a lot of...
But you know what the crazy thing is? That I did for a long time. Like, that was something I did. I was trying to help people and trying to figure out their lives for them and trying to give them a better life or so on. But I just had to stop.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I just want to take a quick toast because I really appreciate you coming out here, having a chat with me.
Of course.
You know, is there anything else that you want to say before we go in terms of just where you are, what you're working on, what people should be coming and looking for coming in the coming weeks and months and all the things?
Well, I have a lot of new things that are in development at Loco Ninja Beauty. So that's exciting. We have to have you in another campaign because she was in one of my campaigns.
Yes, I was. And it was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
So new products that are coming probably by this summer though. And then new music. But, and you heard it here first. But people ask me all the time. It's just like I had to just find, the right people. The right people to really get across what I wanted to do in music.
Yeah.
And right now on my journey, things are just coming out of nowhere. So you just never know. Just follow me at Loco Ninja on Instagram and Loco Ninja everywhere. And you'll see me post constantly of what I'm working on and what I'm doing.
I'm so happy and proud of you, babe.
I'm so happy and proud of you too. Like, this is phenomenal. Like, everything about this is iconic. Literally.
You're so...
And I'm so happy that you're back, like, in a space where, like, in the creative space.
Yeah.
And like, giving me the platform. And giving me the platform to come on here and, talk my shit.
I hope you come back.
Girl, I live here.
Okay.
Now.
Let's go, bitch.
Toast to that, girl.
Toast to that.
Prickly.
Thank you.
Call my girl.
This was good. This was great, babe. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, and I'll definitely come back.
All right, bro.
Anytime.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.